I'm gonna take this screenshot from the game Dumb Ways to Die and make it realistic. But first, let's see how he died. First, I need to make the background, so I got this carpet texture and made it look like the floor. I also added a white wall behind it. But next, I took a piece of paper and drew a heart on it like the original had, and then made some cuts in the paper. I added the piece of paper on the ground like the original, and also added the random piece, and then added a small drop shadow on the paper. I used the ellipse tool to make a circle, and then used the warp tool to shape it more like the character's body, and then drew the rest of the limbs with the brush tool. After that, I added a skin texture around the body and shaped it to look more natural, and then blended them together. Maybe the word natural isn't the best, but you know what I mean. Next, I added a shadow, but only wanted it on the torso, so I erased the shadow everywhere else. But then I added some shadows on the outside of some parts, like the legs and feet. And the next step was to recreate the face. So I traced over the mouth and eyes, and then added a realistic eyeball on each side. But this looked insanely cursed, so I looked at some other eyeballs for reference, and then tried to make it look a little bit more normal. Keyword tried. After that, I thought it would be funny to add some eyebrows, so I added some eyebrows. But I want to get to the blood. But before we do that, we have to add some scissors, so I added some scissors, and then colored the handle blue like the original. And then I just put it in his head. So I added some dripping blood coming from the wound, and then cleaned it up a little bit. I also added some lighting coming from the right side of the screen because the shadows are on the left. And then I added some shadows for the scissors, which was kind of confusing, but then I decided there's not enough blood, so I added more blood on the character's head and on the scissors. Following that, I added some more shadows on the character as well as a shadow on the ground. I also tried to put some pants on him, but it just didn't work out well. Here's a picture of it. We're not gonna go with that one, so this is the final product. Click here to see me make these realistic.